If you would just dial it down a notch. You do too much, doll. Like, yes, these are normally people in your crew they are funny and they are talented and they are a good time. But God damn it, can't they just do too much? They're the ones who at the party, they will just drink too much. They will just smoke too much. They will just say the wrong thing at the wrong fucking time always. They will be the one that everyone has to take care of at the end of the night. Excuse me. I needed to have a little Jesus fruit punch. Water. When's the last time you drank some water? I didn't even ask you how you're doing. I just started yapping. Yip, 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 like a chihuahua. I didn't even ask you. How are you doing? You know? I mean, this is such a strange time. I want to make sure that you're okay. I want to make sure that you are eating a balanced diet as I'm about to put this glazed donut in my mouth. That you're drinking water, that you're letting people hug you. Are you letting people hug you? Because I know how strange you are. Yes, you. Don't laugh, okay? I'm serious. Having physical touch is important. It's important. Yeah. You may not have your earthly father, but you have your heavenly father. He ain't never gonna leave you. He ain't never gonna forsake you. He not gonna leave you. He love you, girl. Nigga, he love you. So, you may not be able to say Happy Father's Day to anyone today. And that's okay. Say Happy Father's Day to Jesus, honey. That's right. I know some of you subscribe to the theory that, moms who, particularly show up in a certain way, Happy Father's Day to them. But I will tell you this. No matter how much your mama show up, and I give it up to the mamas who show up, but no matter how much your mama show up, there's always going to be a sliver inside of you that needed that dad. And it's okay to acknowledge that. It's okay. It's okay. I think when we ignore our feelings and try to shuck them off, when we try to not feel our feelings, I think that's when we fuck shit up. You know what I mean? That's the denial of, and I know that we live in this world where people tell you to shake it off and get over it. I'm not here to tell you to get over shit. Okay? What I am here to tell you is that despite the fact that all those things are true, there's still something positive to look at. I promise. Right? And you know what? Here's something positive to look at. You may not have your earthly daddy, but you got your heavenly father. And you know what your heavenly father has done for you? Uncle P's pancake mix and original syrup. Now what? What? Huh? What do you? Okay. Let me tell you. Now, according to Master P, we have been buying products from them for over 100 years with images of people that look like us. We thought that the people pictured on the product labels owned these brands, but they have nothing to do with them. Through education and research, we realized that these people were only models. Now, Uncle P's rice, pancakes, and syrup is opening the doors for the next generation of packaged food companies. The more we make, the more we give. We are changing the game. Join the movement with PJ Foods. Time to add some diversity to the food industry. That's right, kids. Now, if you don't follow Master P, I implore you, please follow Master P. I am going to get me a package of Master P pancakes and syrup, okay? Because every purchase go to something good, okay? No, I'm not joking. I'm going to buy me some Master P syrup. I'm going to buy me some wrap snacks. I'm going to buy me some Master P rice, because apparently Master P make rice too. Why shouldn't we? Yes, honey, get you some Master P syrup, bitch. Yes. Listen. All right, I should have been at work 20 minutes ago, and I'm completely playing myself. I put in my 2-week notice, and quite frankly, I just feel like fuck them. I don't give a shit. I don't, y'all. I don't. Like, they have taken such advantage of, oh, you hear that in the background? Oh, that's my automobile. 'Cause yes, I could do 2 things at once. But you guys, let me tell you this. I realized that these people thought that having this black girl working for them meant that all these little white girls around me who've been working for them for years and not doing any work, that they were going to catch a lucky break. These little girls wasn't going to have to work. Oh, but the devil is an entire grown ass lie. I'm leaving. So shout out to Jesus, my heavenly Father, for that, and happy Father's Day to him. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're not going to talk about how Raven Simone just got married to this white woman. Good for you. Good for you, Raven Simone. We're not going to talk about that, though. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to set the table. You heard me? All right. And we are back. So weekly, we set the table on various topics that allow for us to really explore deeper levels of mindfulness and consciousness. And, whether it's a funny view or it's a more serious view, the goal is always to get us to think differently as we have our place at the table, to take full advantage of just kind of living in a more state of being that allows us to get the most out of our experience of this thing that we call life. So this week, what I wanted to draw to your attention is the idea that things are never happening to you. They are happening for you. Now, oftentimes when we're going through difficulties or times of stress or things that would give us cause for pause in our personal lives, we often think that these things are happening to us as a result of something bad that we did or some sort of punishment or what have you. So what I wanted to tell you was that nothing is ever happening to you. Things are always happening for you. And it really just depends on your way and your perspective of seeing life. Now, for me, I've never had a situation where God was unable to bring me from glory to glory. Now, I'm not saying that transition is always easy, but there's definitely a reason why the cross looks the way that it does. The vertical definitely represents something for us to be grounded in, something for us to be rooted in. The horizontal is always just the things that we're pinned to, the situations that occur in life that we just seemingly can't control, the things that we think are happening to us. Now, it is at the intersection of the horizontal and the vertical where life kind of meets, and where you'll have to decide at this particular point in your life, the cross that you're bearing, that you're carrying, is it something that is to you or is it something that's for you? Now, if it's something that's for you, you won't have to carry it for long. Something happens, you take the lesson that's supposed to be learned from it, and you move on. Now, for people who think that life is often happening to them, the cross becomes an unbearable burden to carry, because you're constantly repeating and learning lessons that if you would just acknowledge that they are happening for you, you can put that cross down and pick something else up on the journey of life. But again, it's perspective. It's all how you view things. Glass half full or half empty. Now, I'm not telling you that the things that are happening around you are meaningless or that you don't have the right to kind of take stock and fully examine what they are and how they affect you and how they, perhaps make you think about things differently, make you feel differently about people. But what I am telling you is that we all have our crosses to bear. There's a reason why the long part is rooted in the ground. There's a reason why the short part is the part that you're hanging on to. Now, do you want to be pinned to the things that are supposedly happening to you? Or do you want to understand that they're happening for you and allow yourself to just kind of get carried from one state to the next in the ability and the hope that you would be able to move on? Lessons are oftentimes hard to learn. A lot of times when we think things are happening to us, it gives us a great excuse to avoid, the lesson. Gives you a great excuse to avoid how somehow your ego could have played a part in the situation that you're in. We allow ourselves to disassociate by complaining that something is happening to us. We kind of rid ourselves from any accountability or responsibility that we may have taken part in. I challenge you that this week, as you are going through the motions of life, examine the things that you're going through. Examine the things that are your crosses to bear. It's not easy. Listen, as I speak to you and as I minister to you, I'm also ministering to myself. There's a reason why things are happening around me. Now, it is up to me if I want to understand them for what they are so that I can just take the lesson and move on, or if I want to continue to walk around with this cross on my back. It's easy for me to look at things and say, oh my God, all these things are happening to me and it's his fault because he did this, or it's her fault, or, if these people would just understand, or if they would just get their shit together, shit wouldn't have to be like this. But what's my part in all of this? What's my role? Things aren't happening to me, they're happening for me. So the more that I can not be obtuse to the fact that I play a role in this game called life. I am sitting at the table at life, and it is up to me if I want to decide life is happening to me or it's happening for me. Listen, getting yourself a seat at the table definitely doesn't absolve you from having shit happen. As a matter of fact, one would even challenge to say that the more sturdier you are at the table, the more shit is going to get thrown at you. Listen, I can't claim to have the answers to everything, but what I can tell you is this. There's no way of, kind of making sure that, you can kind of get through unscathed. But rest assured that your perspective changes everything. So as things are happening around you this week, as things are challenging your being this week, take a look. Decide whether or not you are going to be someone that life happens to, or if you're going to allow those situations to move you from glory to glory and acknowledge that these are all things that are happening for you. I thank you so much for listening. And as always, God willing and the creek don't rise, we'll meet back here next week. Same time, same place. I love you for listening. Peace.